Okay. Where's the stream key? Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't think I'm streaming now. Oh, it does. It says I am streaming. Okay, hold on here. Mm. Oh, hey, Joe. Hey, Anna. Okay. I'm still trying to get used to this. um, Tony. Okay. So I'm trying this new streaming stuff. It has a major delay. Please bear with me. Okay, so I just commented in the comments. I can't see, I'm like on my phone looking at the stream and all that stuff. So there is a major delay. I don't know how that works and I don't know how to fix it, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm so sorry. So if you ask me a question, give me a minute before and I'll see it. I'll probably see it in real time, but then by the time you get the answer, it's going to be so late. So please bear with. Please bear with. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Number one. I know it's going to be like a delay, so I'm so sorry. I just need to make sure you guys can hear me. It says that it's moving. Um, I'll type in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Question mark. Okay, good. Okay. Golly, that is such a long delay. Okay. That is so long. That was probably almost a 30-second, 40, almost a minute delay. I swear it was. Okay, so please bear with. Don't kill me. So, I had a little different plan for our stream. So, on the screen, let me go here. So, this is the new try. Okay. This is the program that I had to do before weight loss surgery. This was something that was a requirement on top of the 6 month in hospital stuff. Okay. Um, so this was something I had to do. Uh, I am going to kind of replay it and go through with it. For those of you who don't know, Wifey is approved for surgery. Her surgery is March 30th, and we go on spring break at the end of the school day, March 31st. So, which is actually kind of good because I feel like it's going to be a good thing and a bad thing. Because I'm only going to be doing protein shakes, broth. Like, I'm basically going on a liquid diet for a week when Wifey gets out of the hospital. So, I'm going to be doing it with her. I'm going to kind of do what they call a reset. So, anytime you have like gastric bypass or whatever, they say you can do a pouch reset. And you can do the whole steps again to reset your pouch. It'll help kickstart more weight loss, all that good stuff. Okay. That's what I want to do. But I really did enjoy this program. My eyeglasses are so dirty. So I figured, because I asked hubby, I said, do you think I would get in trouble live streaming this? Because I mean, I already did it. And he was like, no, because regardless, because there's quizzes at the end and you still have to print your certificate and all that. Like, you still have to do all that. Sorry, I need to clean my glasses because it's nasty. So I just kind of want to give myself a refresher course, but also kind of do it with you guys as well. Um, so I figured I'm not gonna like I was just gonna go jump through the main stuff, but I feel like if people wanted to watch this, they could. Oh my God. So I just want to say I hope everybody's having a wonderful day as I clean my glasses. I'm trying to see. All right. Are you guys okay with this? Like, are you guys like down for this or are you just like cringing already? So we'll see how this goes because hopefully, because before the live stream, I was supposed to live stream at 5, but then I had all this set up, but then the microphone started to stop working. So, and then the camera on my laptop came on and it was a hot mess express. So, okay. Whew, now I can see clearly. I can see clearly now. The smudge is gone. Okay, so I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to do the obesity. Let me see how long this is. Okay, I think I need to unmute this. I can't, like, I'm looking over because I'm trying to see what you guys see. Oh, go swimming? I am so jelly. I love swimming so much. That's fine, Tony. I'm glad to see you. You find it interesting? Good. Okay. So maybe Miss Amberlyn Reed will see this. Okay, where is my volume button? Is that it? Okay, there we go. So, so let me know if you guys can hear this. I'm gonna start playing it a little bit. Obesity is a path you never intended to be on. It has robbed your quality of life for too long. It has kept you from activities you'd enjoy. It has affected your relationships, your decisions, and your emotions. If it hasn't already, it could lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, and other serious diseases. It will eventually lead to premature death. In fact, 2.8 million people die from obesity every year. But you've chosen not to be one of those 2.8 million. You've chosen to get healthy. You've chosen to take a different path because you want to be and feel better for longer. Obesity is a life-threatening disease that should be treated with urgency, which is what you've chosen to do. So don't look back and remember, taking this path is the most important decision you've ever made for your health. Okay. Was that too okay? Now that that's done, the first one, were you guys able to hear that okay? Okay, like just let me know. Oh, hey Beth, I'm sorry. Beth, there is it is a very long lag. So, hi. Yes, when she posted I got bad news videos, I was yelling at the screen like, "Go watch Miss Ray's video." She sent you. Yes, thank you, Tony. Um, sorry, I had this turned up because I wanted to make sure you guys can hear it. But was it too loud? Did I need to turn it up? Let me know because I'm still trying to figure. I'm barely getting by the skin of my teeth with this. This is like basics. Um, got to go. Have a great day. Oh, Tony, okay. Catch the replay, love. Have fun swimming. Do some laps for me. I'm Miss Jelly over here. Okay, so was the first video okay? Mm. Okay, so hopefully it was okay. I know it's like such a long lag. I'm so sorry. Um, let me just double check the chat. Okay. I'm like over here, so I'm not trying to be rude. I like the picture in picture. You're doing it well. Thank you, Beth. I'm trying. But so everybody was able to hear everything good. I like put it up to my ear, but I didn't want to put it loud in case there was an interference or whatever. Okay. All right. Risks. I don't remember what this was. I think this is just the risks of gastric bypass. Oh yeah, I forgot we had to do like there was like the key facts. So these are just the videos.
The goal of weight loss surgery is to thrive, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. With the right tools, knowledge, and habits, most people experience this kind of holistic thriving. It's rare, but once in a while, there are challenges that stand in the way of this. So let's talk about what some of them are. Shortly after surgery, some patients experience a sort of buyer's remorse and think, what have I done? I'm nauseated, in pain. I can't eat the way I used to. If you have these thoughts, just know you aren't the first one to have them.
That's a very good point.
That doesn't mean you'll definitely feel this way, but if you do, just know that these feelings are temporary.
Yes.
Take it one day at a time and remember that adjusting to your new lifestyle will get easier. On the other hand, some may have a very
Not to like stop and pause this, but one thing like a lot of people say like when it comes to weight loss surgery, it's like they're always like, I don't know how you can only eat that much or I don't know how you can like just do this or just do that. It's like, dude, I did. Well, actually, not for weight loss surgery, because I would do weight loss surgery 10 times over again. Like, if there was a way to have a revision to the bypass, I would definitely redo it. But, like, I had buyer's remorse for the skin removal surgery. Like, I 10 out of 10 do not recommend. I got, I know it's different for everyone, but I was messed up. I would never, like, that shit traumatized me. Like, I am traumatized from that whole thing. Like, I am traumatized. But, I know like a lot of people, like, I mean, I think everybody felt that way, like before weight loss surgery. Just like, oh my God, like, I don't know how I want to change my life and like how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do this. Like, you have no choice because if you overeat, you get sick. If you don't eat the right things, certain foods, they make you sick. You have no choice but to change. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but then it's like, then what was the point in even getting surgery?
period. Every time they step on the scale, they lose weight. However, in time, pounds may not come off as quickly, which can be difficult to accept and get used to. We suggest focusing on all the non-scale victories instead of just evaluating
S NSV becomes a very important part of your vocabulary. Non-scale victories. And that is one thing that I regret not paying more attention to and not focusing on, because fitting into clothes and losing inches is not so much the scale, it's everything else. Look, seeing how small my face had gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. I wish I focused more on that and not the scale. So this time around, I'm kind of doing like a do-over, kind of sorta with wifey. It's not a do-over, but it's a reset. And I'm going to try to pay attention more to that stuff. And I know, and I have to remind myself, it's not, if I'm not losing weight, it's not because I'm not doing anything wrong. And that shit needs to get the hell out of my head, because that is what the doctors told me. They're like, oh, well, this tool works for everybody. You must be doing something wrong. No, bish. I have lymphedema and I have Hashimoto's. And I'm not using those as a crutch. It's facts. This is what I have. But I cannot let this shit stop me, and I have to push through, and I want to persevere. Like, I need to get my shit together. This week, the rest of this week, we're living it up. This is like, I need to go back and read my poem saying goodbye food or whatever, like have my breakup with food again. And I told wifey, I said, listen, I still got that um gift card from Christmas to Crumble Cookies. I said, we're going to go to Crumble Cookies this weekend. I said, we're going to get the cookies. We're going to eat wherever you want, and we're gonna stock up today. So right now at Vitamin Shop, just FYI, they have buy one get one free, or buy one get one 50% off of all Quest, most of all the Quest products. I bought a bunch of shit for $100 today. I am stocking up, okay, because it's just what it's got to be.
Progress based on what the scale says. Another thing to be aware of after this initial period is the possibility of replacing an addiction to food with a new unhealthy addiction. Albeit rare, some have slipped into alcohol abuse, excess spending, or even unhealthy addictions to exercise.
So
Remember, it's unlikely you would.
so with the let me go back here for a second. Ooh, uh-oh, hold on. Uh-oh, I
The
didn't mean to
goal,
do all that.
our goal of weight loss surgery is to thrive, but
Oh, you can't go
not
back?
just
Well, that
physically, but
sucks.
emotionally and mentally too. With the
Okay,
right
hold on.
tools,
Let's just mute this while this plays in the background. So, when it came to the part about the alcohol, there are quite a few people who have actually became like major alcoholics, and they have so many issues with their pouch because of this, because you get drunk so fast. That's why they say you need to wait a whole year before you even start drinking again, even like wine or whatever, because get like you just become like some people just become addicted to it. Me personally, thank God, I've never been like an alcohol drinker. The first type of any alcohol I have touched since surgery in 2019 was when I just made those Fireball and those um the Bailey's Irish cream stuff, the adult dirt. That was the first time I got so tipsy making that buttercream. Sitting there pouring it like, why is my buttercream not getting sick? Because I kept pouring Bailey's in it. And I took a shot and I was just like, well, and I don't, getting drunk is like, I hate it because you can't, like, oh, wait a minute, here we go, right here, this part. So, but yeah, like, I got so tipsy so fast. I can become a shopaholic. You guys know, like, I do like to shop. I love, like, I can shop on a budget. I can be bougie on a budget. I have a cake decorating shopping, but that's not really expensive. But I do have a shopping addiction. I love to go shopping. I love to go out. I don't always have to buy something, but I just like to be in the hustle and bustle of going to the mall. And then I know a lot of these. There is a group on Facebook that when me and said friends were friends, she added me to this group and it's called Bariatric Gym Rats or Bariatric Rats Gym Rat or something like that. Bariatric Gym Rats, basically. It's after they've had gastric bypass and now they're like addicted to the gym. And it's like, I'm not addicted. I just love going to the gym. Again, wifey says we're supposed to start going. Excuse me. I don't know when, but I'm just saying. So I muted this, I think. Oh no, I muted it here.
Remember, it's unlikely you'll experience any of this, but it's important to be aware. And if you notice you do struggle with any of these things, don't be ashamed to seek help and support.
And not to stop it again, but like Amberlynn Reed, she already has a food addiction. She's going to turn one addiction into another addiction. She already has a shopping addiction. She already has, I mean, she has the food addiction. She doesn't have an alcohol addiction. But like she might become a gym rat. Like I would love to see that error. I would.
Your
I
overall
have to go blow my nose. I'll be right back.
you taking care of your body as well as your mind. And outside support will help you be successful post surgery and minimize longer term harmful conditions.
Hold on, guys. No comment. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to. Um. Okay. So like here, there's like key facts. And it just shows you like depression, anxiety, although rare, there are times when support is necessary. Your overall health depends on caring for your mind and body. Excess spending, talks to a counselor, alcohol abuse, binge eating. So that's just there's just that. So what is this one? Let me close that. Can I close it? Okay, no. Oh, what's this article? Oh, yeah. So, mindset makeover. What? The goal of weight loss surgery for patients is to thrive not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It is common for patients to experience some post op anxiety and depression. So, it's important to be aware of the negative mental health effects that could arise. Why? The stats 25% of patients have a preoperative mood disorder. Depression is more common in the obese population, secondary to a history of fat shaming, bullying, low self esteem, hopelessness, and relationship difficulties. Often patients don't plan to have a new outlet other than food to deal with negative feelings. The honeymoon period, the first 6 months, oh yeah, so this is like important too. The first 6 months to a year after surgery is often called the honeymoon period for reasons you're losing weight rapidly, your hunger and space in your stomach is extremely limited, and it may even feel relatively easy. Every time you step on the scale, you feel accomplished because the number is typically lower. Unfortunately, the honeymoon doesn't last forever. Over time, your weight loss slows. You may tie that number on the scale to your self esteem. You may tie that number on the scale to your self worth. This can lead to feelings of failure. If the number stops going down quickly once the honeymoon period is over, some may experience negative feelings. Yes, that is me. I remember I went to my 8 week appointment and she was like, "Oh my God, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. Blah, 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 blah." I went to my 3 month appointment and it was good. It was still good, but I had hit my first stall. And and then after that it was just like so slow after that. And I I would just get so upset. Did anybody else? Okay. I was just checking the chat. As also after surgery, your world as you know it may be turned upside down. Your body changes, your lifestyle changes, your food preferences change, your appetite changes. You need to find new coping skills and outlets while stressed or anxious besides food. If not dealt with, If not dealt with, this can all lead to unhealthy behaviors. Transfer of addictions to alcohol booze. You might start smoking again because I know a lot of places where if you're smoking, they make you quit as a requirement to weight loss surgery, which I don't think. A shopping fanatic, gambling, narcotic and other drug use, eating disorders, buyer's remorse, relationship struggles, and divorce. Did you still What about Sati? Did you still want to graze? I no. When I first had surgery, I did not want to because I knew my stomach was like so small and I didn't want to waste my food. But now it's like I feel like my food processes so fast now that it's just like there are times I make myself like my stomach will start to cramp and hurt and I'm like, "Oh my God, I overdid it." And I start to freak out. And I still like I've been getting better. I've been stopping myself from grazing. And not so much binge, like I don't consider it binge eating, but like today I came home and I was hungry and I had so for lunch today I had so I took some of hubby's kielbasa and I sliced it up just to kind of like give me something different. I had a bag of Lay's potato chips, like a one of the little small snack size bag, which I should not have. I know that. I packed my own lunch, so I know I shouldn't have had it. I took a bag with me and I had cheese, my cheese slices and my lunch meat. And I would put one on the potato chip and then eat it. That's why I just ordered, since they were buy one, get one, my barbecue Quest chips to replace potato chips. I need to start buying, and that's the thing though, like that's what's so frustrating. Like to eat healthy, it costs so much money. Like right now, not to sound like whatever, but I can afford it right now because I have a little bit of money. Like I got my income tax money. It's the only time I can freaking eat healthy. Like because during any other time, like it costs so much. Like just those bags of Hilo chips, those almond flour chips, they're so expensive. It's like 20 something dollars. You go to Costco to get one big bag. It's like a little bit bigger than a bag of Doritos. It's just like taller with like a little bit more air. But they're like $10 for like, or maybe I think it was like 12, maybe 12.99. Is it just eating one small thing and then another soon after? Yes, that's what I do. I do that too, Joe. Like I'll eat something small or I'll just keep picking. So like I said, like when I came home, I had another bag of chips. Should I have that's like 30 carbs. If I'm trying to count my carbs and stable, I'm like over halfway. So like today at work today, they had these little muffins. They were so good. I had one and I looked it up online. They were 30 carbs and I didn't eat the whole thing. But I did have one, but it was half of one, and I was eating it with my yogurt. And I had the Light and Fit, the strawberry cheesecake yogurt, because that's my favorite. Because the whole purpose of me taking the yogurt is because that way I'm not tempted. You see what I'm saying? So like after spring break, I have to put my foot down and say no. Do not eat any of the school breakfast. Like I don't usually eat anything. Like the little muffins look cute and yes, they look cute, but they look good. So I wanted to try one. They were very dry after I ate the top, like where it's like real like moist or whatever, and like looks where it's not glazed, but it looks really moist. Once you got to the bottom part, it was like, "Ugh," so I threw it away. Um, but yeah, so that's the problem right there. Um, so I don't eat that like I don't really like a lot. Like Mondays, they have like the cinnamon toast crunch cereal bars. I don't mess with those. I don't do their French toast sticks. I definitely don't touch their pizzas. When they have like a breakfast pizza or anything. I never eat any of the cafeteria food unless it was like Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it was, but I don't do that. But yeah, I'll have my big lunch at work. But then like I said, I came home, I had a cheese stick, I had a bag of chips, like 2 cups of coffee. And I even thought about like, oh, there's a piece of pizza in there left over. I'm like, no, Ray, what the fuck are you gonna eat that for? I don't care if I just eat the toppings and the crust. No, like stop. And so I just walked away from it, which is good. There was no point. Because sometimes I just want to eat something just to eat it. Or I am starting to find myself go back into that mindset like, well, if I just eat this, it'll be out of the house. So I told hubby, I said, you want chips and you want snack. He's got a case of Oreo cookies from Costco, which is what he wanted. I'm like, take them to work with you. Because let me tell you, Brayden, he's got another thing coming because he's going on this shit too. So, and he doesn't mind. He's like, as long as we have, he loves broccoli. I told him to just try cauliflower. He loves cucumbers. I'm like, we need to have this stuff in the house. And if he wants it, like he'll tear some bananas up. Now he won't eat these because they're turning brown. He don't like them when they're green. They have to be the perfect yellow. But when they're the perfect yellow, he will eat the whole bunch of bananas. And he loves strawberries. So we need to have these things in the house. If he wants a snack, get some strawberries. Watermelon, go, go eat go eat that. Um, Before reading on, beware of the risk. It is important, but should not deter or delay you from getting the surgery. It is important to know the possibilities, good or bad, so you can be prepared, blah, 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 critical of your mindset, transfer of addictions, eating disorders, binge eating. And I know Amberlyn Reed, she talks a lot about this. 17% of patients develop a binge eating disorder. So I don't know if you guys follow Amberlyn Reed, but I know in her last video she was upset because they are prolonging her surgery. She has to wait a whole year without a binge because she was saying she had it. First, she kept saying, yes, I've been diagnosed with binge eating disorder. Then she's like, no, I don't have binge eating disorder. Then she's like, yeah, well, I have binge. Then it's like, oh, but now the weight loss team want me, so it's like, what are you doing? Binge eating is often a method of using food to cope with negative emotions rather than expressing them or finding a healthy treatment like psychotherapy. Individual individuals individuals with binge eating disorder who have bariatric surgery may put themselves at risk for the development of complications after surgery and they are unable to stop binge eating. So they probably want her to seek counseling and stuff before she proceeds with her surgery. Buyer's remorse. Early on surgery, some patients have a moment where they question what they've done. This is usually a temporary feeling. See, I never felt that way at first, and I never really didn't. The only time I had second guessed myself was when my endocrinologist. No. So wifey has to do 2 days clear liquids and that's it. So, a lot of wonton broth because I told her that's what saved me. I'm not doing that with her though. I'm not doing that part. But clear liquids, protein water, Gatorades, stuff like that. She has to do 2 days of that because you have to shrink your insides. But she doesn't have to do 2 weeks. She just has to do 2 days. And then it's 1 week protein shakes, protein waters, liquids, stuff like that. And then she goes to soft, but I'm going to tell her maybe we should do more than a week because I feel like, see, the people, like the teachers that I work with, they had gastric bypass through the insurance, through the school, and they had to do 2 weeks. They had to do 2 weeks of liquids, 2 weeks of soft foods, like purees, 3 weeks of soft foods, and then they could go back to regular. And I feel like that would be better, to be completely freaking honest. Um, let's see. After patients get used to the feeling of their new stomach and adapts, big changes are difficult no matter what. The take home message. And then what I like is that they have um sources that you can like check out and stuff. Okay, so support and accountability. What is this one? All right.
We all want the changes after weight loss surgery to last. Easier said than done. A boss fuels meetings with coffee and donuts. A friend bakes pies to cheer us up. Family members don't understand why anyone would need surgery just to lose weight. Often, the same people who mean to comfort our hearts end up damaging them. And so we try to tough out the journey alone, but the road to wellness is long and has its share of bumps and plateaus. Fixing the system means finding people we trust and living healthy lives together. It's important to invest in relationships with people who've been there and will be there for you. People that listen, affirm, comfort, and hold you accountable. Relationships like this take time, but they will become a fun and creative way to keep getting healthier. They'll remind us that even though our bodies are changing, we're still the same person. And if we start comparing our progress to others, they remind us that no two stories are.
That is one big thing that I did and I need to stop. And I freaking know it. Is I need to stop comparing my journey to other people's. That is one thing that I need to do. Because I would be like, well, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So and so is doing blah, 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 and I'm doing the same thing, but I'm not. They don't have Hashimoto's. They don't have lymphedema. They don't have underlying health issues like I do. And so it's like everybody's different. Everybody's different. So, and that's one thing I have to remind myself. And that's one thing I can acknowledge and hold myself accountable for. It's hard to change. It's hard to change it. Yeah. But I know I need to stop doing it. And there was actually wifey one day, she did print out this little thing that says, I don't remember what it is. I think it's still up on the fridge. It's like you can't measure something with the same ruler. Or I don't know. Or you can measure. I don't remember what it was, but it was very motivational. It was basically stop comparing your journey to others. Is point blank period the message. And that I know I do. I still freaking do that. I still do. I sit there and I cry because I've gained, like, it's not entirely my fault. Did I need 2 bags of chips in one day? No, absolutely not. Was I active today? Yes, but that still doesn't really mean anything. I still didn't need those fucking 2 bags of chips. And I'm not talking about like big family size. They're like the little snack size that you get in the boxes. But still, I didn't fucking need them. Why did I eat them? Why? I could have made other choices, but I didn't. But then it's like, oh, why am I doing it? But then it's like when I am working hard and I'm sticking to my diet and I'm doing my protein shakes and I'm doing this and I'm doing everything that I'm freaking supposed to and I'm not losing weight and I'm gaining weight. Like for those like 3 weeks, I was doing everything I was supposed to. I was like trying so hard and then it was like nothing. And I've gained 10 pounds. It's like, oh, my aching fucking ass. But then I got my blood work back. And what is it? My thyroid's not even freaking functioning. Like, oh, that's why I'm gaining weight. It's not because it's what I'm doing. So that's where it's hard because, like I said, my doctor, when she said that to me, it really messed me up. It really messed me up. But she's just like, well, I don't understand what you're doing wrong. She's like, obviously, you're doing something wrong because it's a tool that works. And that shit has been plastered in my head. And I'm like, I'm always doing something wrong. I'm always doing something wrong. I'm not using this tool appropriately. I have been. It's my freaking body's an asshole. Like point blank period.
Are the same. Maybe this sounds like an optional part of the journey, but research actually tells us that ongoing accountability when we're tempted to go backwards and ongoing support when we encounter tough times make the difference between temporary and permanent change. If you stay connected to others, you'll keep yourself on the path toward long term success.
Okay. So key facts. The difference between temporary and permanent change after weight loss surgery is ongoing accountability and support. Going to public with a new path, joining support groups, sharing experiences, asking a friend to do weekly check ins. Support from people who lived it, people who listen, people who affirm, people who comfort, people who hold accountability. Ask for support when you hit plateaus, when you have slower results. And here's the thing, like I did, but then it was like the same thing. Well, I don't understand, like, da da da, like when you have, except for when me and said friend were friends, she always encouraged me. She's like, your journey's always different. And that's what I meant. Like, I'm not gonna get all whatever about it, but like I miss said friend because said friend always held me accountable and she always lifted me. She always cheered me on. She always told me I could do it. And that shit like would help. Like it really would. And that's why I'm just like, why did said friend have to be a mm, fake phony piece of baloney? Let's see, when you regain weight, when you feel uncertain, when you're overstressed, and when you face temptations. Will hubby agree to do? Miss Joe, you got jokes. You got jokes. He don't. Mm-mm. Because I already told him, I said, me and wifey, I said, and I'm getting Brayden to do this. He's like, okay, well, you can make my meals. I'm like, because I told him to take his nasty food and take his junk food, and it is not to be in this house. And he's like, well, it's my house. Well, then keep it in the den and away from us and where we can't access it and we can't see it, where it's not tempting. Because wifey will sit up there and eat whatever he's got. Or if he's got something and he starts eating it, he gives it to her like she's a human garbage disposal. But she'll eat it. It's like girlfriend. Girlfriend. What are you doing, wifey? Stop. So, but yeah. But yeah, he's basically like, well, like I'll make dinner or something and I'll use the Banza pasta, like the chickpea pasta. I don't want that healthy shit. Give me the starch. I want the regular pasta. Fuck that nasty shit and blah 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 blah. And he's just like, he won't even eat our bread because all we buy is 647 bread. All his French bread pizzas and his corn dog and pretzels, it will be hard. Well, see, I don't touch none of that stuff. To me, that stuff, I don't. Oh shit, hold on. Uh, hello. No, you're good. I'm live streaming right now, so. All right, I'll call you back later or something. All right, bye. Sorry, my girlfriend just called me. Um, sorry, y'all heard my Jeffree Star ringtone. Um, but yeah, I don't touch his French bread pizzas. I don't touch I don't eat his corn dogs or I don't like I was eating his pretzels like here and there. But I would only eat he gets those big fat sourdough ones. I don't eat those. Okay. Connect with others. Success means realizing you cannot do it alone. And so yeah, okay. Let me go back. I don't know why I always scroll back up. I'm so sorry. It must be an ADHD thing. I don't know. So, and I'm not going to read oh, that's what I was going to do, the article. Like, here's the article. If you guys want to go back and like freeze frame this, you can read this. Um, but like basically like key points, this is your opportunity to find people in your life that will walk with you at work, try new healthy recipes, join a gym, take a fitness class, inspiring messages and emails, you know. So if you want to like, why does he say he can't eat processed food when everything he wants is processed foods? It beats the hell out of me. I, that's why I just look, I'm like, okay, whatever you say. That's what I just tell him, whatever you say. Okay, whatever you say. That's all. That's all. Okay, so again, if you guys want to freeze frame this, I'm not going to hold up the whole live stream reading all of this, but you guys can read this. Let's see, like, it just tells you how to hold yourself accountable. Go public with your decisions to get healthy. See, I don't really agree with that because then it's like, I guess if you can take the backlash or the criticism, then do that. But make new friends and help others, join an online or in-person support group, put together walking challenges at work, share energy ideas, blah, 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 blah. When to reach for support again if you want to. And this doesn't even just have to be because you have gastric bypass. You guys can incorporate this in every day, just trying to lose weight. You know, take home message and then here's sources and stuff. If you guys want to copy. Oh, that's a healthier Michigan. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to positive habit change.
Sustainable lifestyle changes require new habits, and the best way to form them is to set goals. But before you do that, first take some time to examine current bad habits. If you currently treat yourself to unhealthy snacks as a reward after exercising,
I feel attacked
to one
with a
instead.
cupcake.
Next, make your goals measurable. If you want to create a habit to walk more, instead of a goal to just walk more, which is too vague, set a goal to get 3,000 steps a few times a week. Your goals need to be specific enough so you know whether you're actually accomplishing them. Your goals should also be achievable. If you've never been to a support group, it probably isn't a good idea to just pick one and go multiple times a week. It will be better to set achievable goals along the way. Be realistic about your capabilities and work up to where you ultimately want to be. It's also vital to manage your expectations. Don't overestimate what you can accomplish in the short term or underestimate what you can accomplish in the long term with consistent habit change. Good habits don't form overnight. Don't be discouraged if you have a bad day. Just jump back in tomorrow. Make sure to stop and rejoice a little along the way, to recognize that you're doing better now than you once were.
Okay, key facts. Set goals and make a change. Hey, Patsy, welcome. Okay, so change habits after exercise, choose healthy versus unhealthy rewards. I'm feeling attacked with these cupcakes. Make measurable goals. And one thing that I have to say since weight loss surgery, I probably hit 10,000 steps per day like it's nothing. Like I walk around the school, I walk around the class, I chase after the kids. I come home now. Like there's usually when I sit down is when I vlog, and it probably looks like I'm always sitting. The only time, and it kills me to like sit here when I have to edit. Like that's why I edit when I'm laying down and stuff. But like when I have to like edit videos and things like I still have to edit. I haven't even edited the St. Patrick's Day or chocolate covered Oreos that I made. I haven't even sat down and done that because I just haven't felt like I just haven't wanted to like sit down and do it because editing takes so long. I kind of want to get an iPad and see if it would like make it a little bit easier. I don't know. But yeah, I usually hit like 10,000 steps a day. Um, Groups manage expectations. So, like I said, I did my first 5K. What was it, last summer, the summer before? And then I was just like, well, I'll never do another one with those two. But, because they made me feel like a piece of shit and I will never do it with them again. And that's why it's like, I did not want to do the Bay Bridge walk. Like, I want to do the Bay Bridge walk with somebody else, definitely. And again, if you guys want to freeze, like go back when you watch the replay and watch this. This is fine. That's fine. Um, and I can't tell you, I've said this thing, especially this one. I just need something a little sweet. I feel like I'm going back into that habit where it's like, oh, I just had something salty. I should just have something a little sweet. And it's like, that's fine because nowadays there are so many good alternatives for something a little sweet. Like the sugar-free Reese's peanut butter cups. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But don't eat too many because they will tear your stomach up or they will give you the farts. Because I know I get really gassy if I have more than just like three, which is like the suggested which is like the serving size. So I'll have like one here, one there, one there. But if I eat all three at once and it's too late, oh my God, my stomach is so mad at me. My stomach is so mad at me. But yeah, so but there's like healthy like the Yasso stuff, like that's actually better than Halo Top. And it tastes 10 times better. And you don't feel as guilty like eating that than versus the Halo Top. But I have said that before. And I have to have that crunch. Lettuce. You have to be careful with celery with gastric bypass because those strings you have I chop mine up real small. Um so yeah, these things. Um and see, and here's the thing, it's like, okay, like this one. It's not family reunion if I don't have grandma's pie. You can have a piece. Slip, don't slide. Slip, don't slide. Okay, you guys can like freeze frame that if you want. And then there's triggers. Oh, yeah, I remember. Somebody else told me this. According to studies, it takes 66 days on average to establish a habit. Amber Lynn Reed, 66 days. She will start something and do it for 2 weeks and it's like, it's not working. 66 days to establish a habit. The earlier you start changing, the better. And then again, if you want to like freeze frame this and read it, I'm not going to read all of this. I do have to pee really, really bad. So I'm going to go pee. I'm going to start this next one. And then I'm going to go pee. So I'll be right back.
Ooh, there's a lot of false information out there about weight loss surgery. A lot of it is just flat out not true. The first myth you might hear is that you should just lose weight the proper way through diet and exercise. But you already know it isn't that simple. Obesity is a serious disease, on par with cancer, and it's nearly impossible to remedy through diet and exercise alone. Maybe you've also heard that surgery is super risky, that people have gained weight back after surgery or had health complications. Maybe you've even heard that some people have died during surgery. And maybe it's true that these things have happened to other people, but that doesn't mean they'll happen to you. The reality is, very few people experience these kinds of complications. And remember, it's actually way riskier in the long run to not have surgery due to ongoing health issues because of obesity. Okay, so what about eating after surgery? Maybe you've heard that you'll starve because of how much your stomach will shrink. No need to worry. Not only will this not be the case, you'll actually learn to thrive by eating healthy, properly portioned meals. Don't let these myths about surgery throw you off. You're on the right track. Keep up the good work.
Okay. I'm coming, guys. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming home. Oh, okay. All right. So I don't know why I did that. I keep forgetting I have a mouse now. I got sanitizer. Callie scratched the shit out of me and was like, burn it. Okay, key facts, surgery myths, unplugged. It is, oh, myth. Weight loss surgery is cheating. It's really a formula. Weight loss plus surgery in your life. That's like, saying stuff. Sorry, I have to fix my bra. Keeps like hurting. Factless. Okay, so this is another thing. Eventually, I will be able to eat more and I will put the weight back on because my stomach will stretch. The stomach will never stretch back to its original size. However, eating foods like popcorn, chips, and pretzels or sugary drinks will result in weight regain or plateaus. See, and that's one thing is like I always was told like don't drink soda because it'll stretch your pouch out and stuff like that. And that's what I thought for a long time. Weight loss surgery is the most effective tool. I'm not going to go through everything else because this is like actually just weight loss surgery stuff.
So, how do you feel at this point? You've done a ton of work learning successful and sustained healthy living strategies. To help you feel even more confident that you can do this, let's recap what you've learned. First, your relationship with food has changed. You've learned that food is fuel, and the best fuel for weight loss comes from healthy fats and protein. By focusing meals on protein and minimizing carbs and sugars, you'll make sure your cells burn stored fat and stay full for longer. This attention to protein, not calorie counting, is one of the most important keys to weight loss. Ask yourself, am I reading and understanding food labels? Do I know my protein goals? Am I avoiding snacks and enjoying 3 meals a day, even when I'm not hungry? We've also emphasized the need to keep drinking plenty of water, especially in the weeks that follow surgery. We've looked at the way your diet will progress as you recover and why it's so important to follow these steps. Alongside meals, we've highlighted the support that your multivitamin, calcium citrate, and protein supplements will provide every day. You started to develop a new relationship with exercise. Are you enjoying your exercise? Are you becoming more active? Are you motivating yourself with attainable goals? Finally, you've been evolving your mindset about weight loss. Are you forming habits that lead to long term change? You'll want to pace your journey to protect yourself from burnout and regression into old patterns. Are you preparing yourself for each day and becoming transparent about your story? Success comes from connecting with people who support each other. More than anything, are you fixing your mind on your why, the life you really want to live, your reason to reclaim your health? Feel free to go back and review any parts of this course that you found confusing. We want you to go into your weight loss surgery feeling inspired and equipped for the life change that is about to begin.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Key facts. Food equals fuel. So this is when we start getting into the food aspect of it. Excuse me. Oh, one thing. Life as a gastric bypass patient. Right here, see all them vitamins? Actually, I should get my bags, but I don't feel like grabbing them. Food equals fuel. This is where I need to like get this in. Good fuel, lean proteins, healthy fats, non-starchy vegetables, and some fruit. Now, my gastric bypass team said you can have up to 3 fruits. You can have 3 fruits a day without having to count them because you need certain fruits and vegetables for the fiber. Because you don't get a lot of fiber with gastric bypass, and you need that to help keep everything chugging along. Because the constipation with surgery sucks. Okay, increase lean protein, decrease carbs and sugars. Pay attention to protein. Don't count calories. Don't count calories. That is one thing, like, I just wish I could just, like, grab Amber Lynn and tell her, stop counting calories. Count your protein. Pay attention to your protein because anything that's, like, more protein is low carb and low calorie for the most part. Stop counting. Avoid sugar, no trans fat, look for protein. Eat 3 meals a day, even if you're not hungry. I don't know why my ear is bothering me. I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like I'm getting sick again, to be honest. Eat 3 meals, 64 fluid ounces. So here's a weird thing. So I just started drinking carbonated stuff again after 3 years after surgery. I drink, these are how many? These are 33. I drink 2 of these a day. Plus, I have, I'll hide my Gatorades, but I have my Gatorades down there. As far as water is concerned, like our nutritionist said, clear water, which is non-carbonated, I mean, non-caffeinated, that is considered a clear liquid and can be like, um, so another thing, I've talked about this before, after surgery, a lot of people cannot drink plain water anymore. It makes them very sick. It makes them very nauseous. It is a very common thing. So people put like flavorings in their waters. I'm one of them. I have to have flavored water. But I get tired of the same freaking drinks all the time. You know what I mean? So if as long as it's no to like zero to like or no calories to five to no calories. Sorry, I can't get my thoughts together. Like the Nestea iced tea, I asked if that would be considered a clear liquid, and they said yes. Like the Crystal Light iced tea, they said yes. There's no calories and there's no caffeine. There is a little bit of caffeine in it, but it doesn't count. It's not like real tea, if that makes any sense. Let me check my chat. Okay, I was just making sure you guys were there. Um, Now, I don't take three calcium citrates. I probably should, but I take my one calcium. I barely remember, like, I try to remember, like, during the week. This week I've been pretty good. I've been taking everything, but I usually forget to take my calcium at night. Exercise, I need to get back into that. Pace yourself, connect with support system, non-scales victory. Yeah, I need to go back, remember non-scale victories. Again, if you want to come back to this, and do that. Oh, so women, let me go. Okay, lean protein, healthy fats, blah 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 blah. This will help you always meet your protein goals and stay fuller longer. Focus on increasing lean protein and decreasing carbs and sugars, paying attention to protein, not counting calories. Read food labels. Start with serving size and follow it. Total fat, keep it to a minimum. Protein. Um, they ask for 30 to 35 grams of protein per meal, but it should, as now my team, that I can only go by what my team says. Everybody says something different. Your body can only absorb in one meal up to 30 grams of protein. If you see something that's like, oh, 40 grams of protein, you're like, oh yeah, I should get that. No, because your body's gonna waste it. So I only like the Premier Protein says 30 grams of protein, whatever. But like 15, 20, 20, like that stuff is fine. 70 to 100 grams of protein a day. I usually try to hit 100. Eat protein first and eat protein at every meal, always. That's one thing that I still do to this day. I eat all my protein first because you get full. And another thing that I have to try to do is do my chews. And I need to go back to counting my chews because you're supposed to chew up to 25. It's basically you're pureeing your food in your mouth and you put your fork down, which I've started to try to do recently. Your daily in sugar intake should be 15 grams and never more than 15 grams in one serving. Total net carbs. Total carb minus dietary. Okay, so I always, this is, this is what it's been. Total net carbs, the patient calculates. Total carbs minus dietary fiber and sugar alcohols, and that is how you get your net carbs. To lose weight, keep it less than 50 grams a day. So, cheese is in our plan, but it's a lot of mozzarella. It's a lot of mozzarella cheese, like low fat cheeses and stuff like that. I I do a lot of cheese. Cheese has fat, but I don't know. The cheese is in our diet. I know I eat a lot of cottage cheese, or I did. I need to get back into that. I love cottage cheese, but I had to take a break from it because I was eating it so much. But I will probably go back during the puree stage with wifey. Um, and then to maintain weight, keep your net carbs at 100 grams a day. Aim for 64 ounces of sugar free. I love cheese too, Joe. Like, I eat cheese every day. But technically, I'm not even supposed to be eating cheese because of the Hashimoto's. I'm not even supposed to because I'm not supposed to have dairy. I don't know. I still have not figured all that out. Follow the diet progression like it's a prescription. Take your 2 multivitamins, which I do, and 3 calciums. I do not do that. Exercise. I would love to get back to doing that. Find things that you enjoy doing and make sure your goals are obtainable. Okay, so there's that. And then goal setting.
Do you remember the feelings that made you choose this course? Tired, broken, hopeless? Like your best life was escaping you. Maybe you found ways to soothe your pain, but they didn't last. And so you decided to make a change and set some goals for the future. To have your picture taken without being self conscious, to walk without assistance, to experience restful sleep, to shake the nagging anxiety about diabetes, cancer, and premature death, to take care of yourself. More than that, to live your life, to enjoy being young, have children, walk them down the aisle, hold their children, to live a long life with the people you love. You've held on to these goals. Now you have what you need to achieve them.
All right. What is this? Do you still remember why? Got tired of my doctor telling me to lose weight. Do simple household tasks without worrying about back and foot pain. I felt so obtruse yet invisible at the same time. I want my daughter to look up to me, not just the images that she will see in life. Tired of being tired. My dad passed away 15 years of his life drastically impacted by having diabetes. I wish I could have given him this gift of a lifetime. Feel better about myself, sleep better. Finally realized that after years of taking care of everyone else, I needed to take care of myself. Oof. Okay. Be in my family photos. Face the issues instead of covering them up with food. Stop living a life when life. Stop living with a when life, when I lose weight, when my knees stop hurting, when I fit into that outfit. I'm feeling attacked on some of these. Are any of you guys feeling attacked? See my children get married and have children. To show my son a strong mom. Walk without a cane. Free myself of anxiety about dying over obesity related health issues. Feel good when I look in the mirror. Be able to clip my toenails without getting short of breath. To not die young like my father and brother. To be healthy enough to be spontaneous. And then here is the article. Again, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but here's how you can do. Miss Amber Lynn can see this and set the goals. Like she has so many planners. She can do all that. Example of a SMART goal. Goals in writing. Make an action plan. Stick with it. Why? And then there's all these excuses. There's like all these excuses. Again, you guys can, if you want to watch it back, freeze frame, whatever. Okay. Are you guys enjoying this? Are any of you bored? Like, is this okay? Like, I just want to make sure, like, I'm not like boring you guys to death. Like, this is something like I really wanted to do. So, because I feel like it's gonna also help me, and I really liked New Try. Like I said, this was like $100, and you have to take quizzes. And then you, like I said, you have to print out the certificate and they have to like submit it to the insurance and everything. So, but I just want to make sure I'm not like, this is great. What's song? Sobering. Is it just like making you like realize stuff? Okay, goal setting. Oh, did I like skip a whole bunch? That's post-op life. Did I skip stuff? I skipped all this? Okay, hold on. What? Oh my goodness. Did I do obesity is a disease? Oh my goodness. I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Did I do this? Did I do this one?
Obesity is a path you never intended to
Okay,
be on.
yes. Wait a minute. Hold on.
It has robbed your quality of life for
Hold
too
on.
long.
No. Stop.
It has kept you from activities you'd enjoy.
See, it went down. That's why. So, okay, now we gotta go here.
Let's talk about exercise. You've probably tried 1,000 different methods, and losing weight has likely been your primary goal. If you're like most people, you've probably been disappointed with the results. See, the problem is it's really difficult to achieve meaningful weight loss by exercising because that isn't what it's meant to do. Exercise helps maintain weight, but it probably won't help you lose a significant amount. It is really important for your overall health and well being, though. So let's talk about the types of benefits you can expect to see from it. It can jumpstart your immune system, decrease stress hormones, boost your energy, and improve your mood, as well as a whole lot of other things. So, while you can't expect to see big changes in your weight from exercise alone, you can expect to experience these things. And once you do lose weight, your new active lifestyle will aid you in maintaining your new size. So, don't kill yourself trying to do exercises you hate. Figure out what you like, do lots of that, and ditch the rest. Start with small goals, add to them as you go. Maybe try to do something for 5 minutes every day for a week. And next week, you might be ready to bump that up to 10. Look for opportunities too. Stairs over the elevator, a different parking spot, or even walking in place during TV commercials. Get creative and don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. Jump back in tomorrow. You've got this.
So, if you guys remember, I used to do the Leslie Sanson walk away the pounds. Okay, so the benefits of exercise, immune boosting. I mean, we know all this, but we'll just do like a quick review. I'll just go through this. It reduces the number of colds, the flu, and other viruses. Brain boosting. I need some brain boosting. Increases more oxygen and nutrients to reach the brain, and sleep becomes more restorative. Energy boosting, mood boosting, life boosting. You guys can, read this. Um, and then they also have, nope, I don't want it, Brayden. No. Okay, so here it's like exercise definitions from just one. One bag of chips, Brayden. Don't get shitty. Because I'm going to be making dinner here soon. Okay, so aerobic. So this tells you the different types. It involves performing continuous movements with large muscle groups of 20 minutes or more. Increases your cardiorespiratory endurance, Zumba, rowing, walking, jogging, aqua aerobics, anaerobic? I don't even remember this. A form of exercising involving highly intense activities. Oh, okay. Weightlifting, sprinting, I don't know what that is. Increases your strength, speed, and power. Flexibility, like stretching and yoga. Stability, balance, agility, and core training. I try to do core training because I have no core muscles. Why? And then, of course, it shows it. Like, we all know most of this, but I'm just like, just going through with it. Adults should do at least 150 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes a week. Oh, a week? That's it? I thought I was going to say a day. Um, of moderate intensity or 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes a week of vigorous physical activity. So yeah. Misconceptions. If you gain weight while exercising, it may not be due to muscle. Don't use exercise as a justification to splurge on eating and drinking. Even some even gain weight when they exercise because they may feel they deserve the treat. You don't have to enroll into a gym to do exercise. You can exercise at home, go for walks, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to exercise like an athlete. Even if you don't sweat profusely, everything is better than nothing. Stay safe, take home message, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. What is this?
If you're like most people, you've been trying and struggling to lose weight for a long time, and you finally decided to pursue weight loss surgery. You've been bombarded with hundreds of diets, and you probably
Okay, hold on. Because I'm not going to show all this because this is all about weight loss surgery. So, This is like where the good stuff is. This is where all the good stuff is. I don't know why, like, it kept jumping down. So I'm gonna go here to what is, no, how about not do that? I keep smelling something funny. I like been smelling it. Like, I don't know if the cat peed on my shoes or something, but it kind of smells
The
like
second part of our
cabbage.
weight loss formula is establishing a new relationship with food. This starts by talking about what food is and what it's for. The most basic level, food is anything you eat that gives your body nutrition. If you think of your body and mind like a machine, food is the fuel that makes it run, helps your body work, grow, and repair itself. That fuel comes in two basic forms: macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients include protein, fat, and carbohydrates.
I always get confused on these. So, if you see me concentrating, that's why.
These nutrients are our main source of energy, so we need lots of them. Micronutrients include things like vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber. They're super important for your health and do things like regulate your metabolism and heart rate and even prevent diseases. So, what's the point? The point is that in our new relationship with food, we need to look at everything we eat as fuel first. Is the thing you're about to eat going to give your body good, clean fuel, or just something that feels good in the moment? Of course, that doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy food. Food is an important part of how we connect and celebrate together, so you should absolutely enjoy it. But when you develop a fuel first mindset, you'll establish a new relationship with food that will be healthier and more enjoyable than you may have ever experienced.
Okay. Fuel. Good fuel. Salad and chicken, protein, carbs and fats, sirloin kebabs, lentil salad. See, there's like some carbs in there. Salad plus egg. It's got like fats. Tips for proper fueling. Okay, like hot dog, poor fuel, orange chicken, mashed potatoes, bacon, sausage and cheese. No. Article. Again, we need food because it's our fuel. The problem, we don't always eat to satisfy hunger and provide fuel for our bodies. There's also pleasure, reward, memories, and comfort in eating. Occasionally, food is a reward or celebration and may not be a bad thing, but when it is your main coping mechanism for emotions or your first impulse when you're stressed, lonely, tired, or bored, you may spiral into an unhealthy cycle. This will lead to weight gain. You may never address the true problem, but there are consequences in ignoring what and how much we consume, such as obesity and obesity related diseases. If over time we cannot form a balance between pleasure and fueling our bodies appropriately, then obesity is a major risk. Eating unhealthy foods does not mean you cannot enjoy, or eating healthfully doesn't mean you cannot enjoy. So, macronutrients is made of three primary macronutrients: carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Okay, it's a chemical compound which humans consume the largest quantities, which provide humans with the bulk of energy. Micro is these substances are magic wands and will provide enzymes, hormones, and blah, all that other good stuff. Carbs, of course, provides the body with glucose, which is converted to energy to support bodily functions and physical activity. Bread, cereal, rice, beans, blah, 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 blah. Protein is the building blocks of life. Every cell in the human body contains protein. You need protein in your diet to help your body repair cells and make new ones. Meats, milk, yogurt, cheese. There's our cheese, Joe. And eggs. Fat. The main functions of fat is to provide energy. Fats also carry fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K into the body to help in the absorption of these vitamins in the intestines. Butter, oil, grease, nuts, seeds, and avocado. So again, if you guys want to read this later, I'll leave it up here. Most of those productions are highly processed. And this is like all about insulin and stuff like that. Modern American diet has gotten bigger and heavier on grains and fats. So there's that. Take home message. Okay. Oh, what does it say down here? Not when we are bored working, snacking, picking, and grazing all day. Everyone should understand that food is for fuel, not to be used when we are bored working or working from home, snacking, picking, grazing all day, not when we are sad, depressed, stressed, upset, angry, or coping mechanism, not to gorge ourselves when we celebrate good times, holidays, and family events. Food is fuel. When we are eating healthfully, you are not punished. Rather, you are energized, balanced, and helping your body function properly. Focusing on protein, low fats, and healthy carbs will be key in your success. I sort of like, I don't know. I feel like this is just really helpful. It makes you like rethink stuff. Like, is it just me? Am I the only one like remembering and going back onto this?
There's a lot of food out there that markets itself as diet food. Scan the aisles of any grocery store, and you're sure to see weight loss promises everywhere. But the way these foods contain less fat or fewer calories is by replacing those things with other things. Fat, for instance, is replaced with things like sugar, flour, and other stuff. Fat free dressings have added sugars in them to make them taste better. Fat free creamers are the same way. High fructose corn syrup takes the place of the fat to add flavor. The problem is that sugar can make you gain more weight than fat. And then there's all the preservatives and additives, which can also cause you to gain weight. So you think you're doing good by eating fat free, but in reality, you're consuming things that are actually worse for you. When it comes to diet foods, you can't trust the marketing on the front of the package. Turn it around and look at the ingredient list to find out what's really in the food.
That's one thing that I always have to remember. Can you detect a fad diet? Does this diet make some foods completely off limits? Does this diet promise that I will lose an unrealistic amount of weight in a short amount of time, like 10 pounds in 1 week? Does this diet refer to foods as good or bad? Well, here's the thing. Wait a minute. Let me go back to this one. Because you can lose up to 10 pounds in a week if you do the protein shake diet. Protein shakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My first week of weight loss surgery, I lost 10 pounds. My first week of weight loss surgery. Just like so, but I mean, obviously, that's not a fad diet, but I'm just saying. Like, you could probably, if you did the weight loss surgery diet, like the first week, you would probably lose weight. Do I have to buy certain foods for this diet or at a special store? Does the diet claim I can lose weight without exercising? Is this plan temporary? And then, of course, the article. Um, these are just stats and stuff about people following fad diets. Be more food. Why is that doing it? Oh, because I keep hitting my thing. Hold on. There we go. Food manufacturers work in favor of some such food as like low fat dairy, milk, yogurt, or cheese made better for us than full fat. However, some food companies will replace the fats with sugar, flour, or other additives. Like, fun fact, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but me and my girlfriend, we went to IHOP for dinner one day. And I got the meat. It was an omelet, and I got like this meat omelet. It was like packed with like all the meat and stuff. And I got so sick from eating this omelet. And I just assumed it was from the grease. Well, I was talking to my friend, and she's like, no, because I don't eat the pancakes and I don't eat all that stuff or whatever. It was literally just, I didn't want any of that. And so my girlfriend was like, no, when you go to Bob Evans or if you go to IHOP, you order an omelet, tell them without pancake batter in the omelet because apparently they put pancake batter in with your eggs to keep it to like hold it together and bind it together. I was like, are you serious? That is why I got so freaking sick. So now when I go anywhere, I'm just like, I just want scrambled eggs. And I know most of it's usually like that egg beater stuff or whatever. But I was like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, I had no clue. So that's a fun fact. I'm like, I feel like they should disclose that because if you're a diabetic or something and you're going and you're just thinking you're getting meat and stuff and then your blood sugar freaking spikes like crazy, it's because they probably mixed the pancake batter in with the freaking omelet. And she says, "Oh yeah, it's like a really common practice." She worked at IHOP, so she knew. But I was just saying, like, I was like, "Oh my God." So I was like, I won't. Well, I think I did go to IHOP with my one girlfriend for breakfast one day, but I didn't get an omelet. I think I just got regular eggs. But yeah, so if you guys want to read this at your like, own time or whatever, um, this says, let's see, fat free, but this is just like many low fat, fat free foods. Okay, yeah, we already read that. An excess of sugar is stored as fat. We know that. Tips that work for you. In order to make lifestyle changes and avoid dieting for good, you'll need practical tips that work for you. Read labels, look at serving size, um, check the ingredients, forget advertising. Low fat cookies are still cookies. Avoid foods with hydrogen, yeah, that word. This word right here. Or partially oils high in dangerous trans fat, high fructose corn syrups, blah blah blah. We know that. Avoid processed foods. Cut back or eliminated sugar sweetened beverages, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, eat lean, low fat protein, make more home cooked meals, avoid eating on the run. If you do, attempt to eat slowly, blah, 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 eat breakfast. What's going on? Do you have Luna? They're growling somewhere. I swear I just heard her growl and hit. Who is it? And who? Is it Nyx? Is it Nyx? Oh, I didn't. Brandon put. I didn't even know Nyx was out of the room. Can you feed her? Nixie Boo! Okay. How about Quest cookies? Well, see, they're more protein. I'm gonna go get one. Are you bringing her in? Okay, watch where you're holding her. Here's Nixie Boo. Hey, Nixie, honey. Hi, honey. Come here, babies. Hi. Oh, did the big bad Luna come here? I don't want to. Come here. I have to scoop. Come here. Nixie. Brayden, put Luna in the bathroom, please, so Nixie can eat in peace. Please. Because Luna's like right. She just walked that way. Okay. So we're gonna go down to sugar. All right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get a Quest cookie. Hold on.
Sugar is toxic. The most important thing you can do for your health right now is stop eating it. The problem is, it's highly addictive. Actually, more addictive than
Put her in the
cocaine.
bathroom.
Once you start eating, it's nearly impossible to stop. But how could something that tastes so good be so bad for you? Sugar in high volumes leads to obesity. In fact, sugar is the number one culprit in the obesity epidemic. But why is it making people obese?
Move
By
the
nature,
mayonnaise.
sugar is a high energy fuel.
Do you see Quest
Your
cookies
body
up there?
produces a chemical that helps your cells
Look in the
absorb
basket.
superfuel and use it as energy. It's called insulin. But when you eat more sugar than your body can use, excess insulin is produced, and sugar
No,
is stored
those are
inside
fat
your
cells.
body's fat cells. And when your fat cells are full of sugar, you gain weight. Thanks, insulin. But when your sugar intake is low enough, your body produces less insulin, which means you can actually use the fuel instead of storing it as fat. Added sugar is what you should avoid completely. Sodas, sports drinks, fruit juices, and desserts. But fruit is a little different. It contains things that slow down your body's digestion of sugar, giving it more time to be used as fuel before it has a chance to get stored as fat. It also has less sugar by volume. Half cup of strawberries contains 3.5 grams of sugar, while a half cup of strawberry ice cream contains 15 grams. Don't eat more than 15 grams of sugar a day. And choose fruit instead of these things. Think of them as poison, because that's exactly what they are.
Hold on, I'm coming, guys. I'm putting all this back. Oh, okay. So Quest cookies have. So first of all, this is a chocolate chip cookie. The first one is a protein blend. It's not like, which is the first ingredient, and I'm sure all of you guys know. The first ingredient is like the main ingredient, and as it goes down the ingredient list, it's like less and less. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Um, the first thing is protein blend, which is milk, protein isolate. So, which we were told you always look for a whey protein isolate. Um, butter, which is cream, natural flavor, corn fiber, erythritol, which is like the sweetener, palm oil, unsweetened cocoa, contains less than 25% of the following, which is sunflower, canola, soy lecithin, sea salt, sodium, it's thin gum, and stevia. Has milk and soy. So it has this has 15 grams of protein. It's 250 calories for one whole cookie. There is 18 grams of fat. 20 210 milligrams of sodium. There's 19 carbs. 9 dietary fibers. So you would subtract 9 from 19, which would take it down to 10. And then the erythritol, which is 6 grams, which is the sugar alcohol, like sweetener. Brayden, you let Luna out of the bathroom? And that's 6, so you would take 10 out of 6, so this is 4 net carbs. Okay, because she's up there eating her food. I mean, she can eat it, but we just have to keep track of nicks. So this cookie is 200 is less calories, 230. This has 15 grams of fat. This has 18.
Is it okay if I just get one a separate dinner?
No, it's fine. Just put it on the floor. This has 23 carbs. This has 11 fiber and 5, so it's about the same net carbs. So this is 5 net carbs and this is 4 net carbs. So these are the Quest cookies. See how it went down here? This is why I messed it up earlier. Once the video played, I'm like, why is this not like... All right, so we were up here. Let's go to calories. I feel like this is an important one because everybody's always like, count your calories, watch your calorie. You got to be in a calorie deficit. But if you're already watching your protein and stuff, you're going to be in a calorie deficit. Hey, Shima.
Let's talk about calories. A calorie is the amount of energy in food that makes your body run. Eat more calories than you burn and you'll gain weight. Eat fewer calories than you burn, you'll lose weight. Simple, right? Unfortunately, not, because not all calories are created equal. Take a slice of whole wheat bread and one egg. They have about the same number of calories, but they have completely different nutritional values. The bread is extremely high in carbs. Too many carbs, and your body will convert them to sugar and eventually store them as body fat. The egg, on the other hand, is low in carbs, but contains healthy fats and protein that your body needs for fuel and weight loss. These foods all have similar calories, but these are poor in nutrients and these are rich in nutrients that contribute to weight loss. This is why counting calories doesn't work. Instead, focus on the nutritional value so that you're getting the right kinds of calories, like lean protein and healthy fats, and avoiding the wrong kinds of calories, like excess carbs.
I feel this part right here is the most important. Because everyone's like, oh, like, you gotta count your calories. See, it always goes back down. Um, and it's like, no, like, this is something that they also beat into our head at, weight loss class, like at the hospital. They're like, stop counting calories. But then it's like the other nutritionists are like, oh, but you need 1,800 calories a day just for your body to function. And it's like, to be in a calorie deficit, it's like 200 calories less. And I'm like, I don't know. But because this kind of reminds me of like what they talk about with Noom, like 15 potato chips. They're both 160 calories versus 4 ounces of edamame. You have 15 grams of protein with this. You have 12 carbs and 16 grams of carbs. Okay, carbs are still kind of high, but this is like a healthy carb. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. 7 grams of fat, 10 grams of fat. But this is your thing right here is protein. Like 1 chicken wing breaded and 5 ounces of chicken breast. Look at all that protein. No carbs. And then you get your carbs over here from like your fried chicken, from all the breading and stuff. And then you have all the fats. And then these are like natural fats. So this is like something I need to remember for myself as well. I don't really do bagels anymore. If I do eat a bagel, it's like, look, when I first realized how many carbs was in a freaking oops, in a freaking bagel, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my God, that is insane. The same with pizza. It's like relearning what foods to eat after all these years. Right. It is. But I think this is what Noom goes by too. It's like it shows you like, okay, a cheese pizza is 300 calories, but so is 4 ounces of a pork chop. Blech, I don't like pork chops. 14, you get some protein. What I need to remember is sugar-free does not equal carb-free. Exactly. Um, but yeah, you get 11 grams of protein, but this is 15. That's funny. So then there's that. And then, of course, we'll read our article. Now, all calories are equal. And like I said, you guys, um, here are some examples. Fun size Snickers versus 1 large egg. Ingredients: egg, chocolate, sugar, blah, blah, like all the nasty stuff. They're 80 calories each. But one is filled with 4 types of sugars, trans fats, the ones that are worse for your health, and artificial flavors. The other one has 1 ingredient filled with protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. Then there's just more to calories. So that's why counting calories don't work. Oh, I like this one too. Another way to look at it, when you're changing your diet, you don't want to feel hungry all the time or deprived. Filling up on non-starchy vegetables and lean protein will make your stomach feel fuller with fewer calories than high-fat or processed foods. After surgery, your stomach will be much smaller, so you'll want to fill it with nutritious foods that give you vitamins and minerals, but with fewer calories. But that doesn't also go with gastric bypass. This just goes for like everybody. 400 calories. This is what 400 calories looks like in your stomach. If the oils and stuff from like yucky foods versus chicken versus vegetables. You know what I mean? This is a good visual. I feel like this is a good way to look at it as well. And trust me, I'm not like acting like I'm preaching to the choir because Lord knows you see. But I wanted to refresh myself because, like I said, I'm doing the damn thing with wifey. She gets her surgery the 30th. So it's like a month away. Literally less than a month. So there's that. And then here's some sources if you guys want to check it out. Okay, let's do Food Labels 101.
See this? This is required reading for your weight loss journey. If you know how to read a food label, you'll know how to judge the quality of the food you're looking at. Let's start at the top with the serving size. Pay close attention here because the rest of the label is based on one serving, not the whole container. When you divide the serving size by how much food is in the container, you get the servings per container. Every number below this line is based on the serving size. So if you eat less than the serving size, the rest of the numbers go down. If you eat more, they go up. Which brings us to calories. Remember, the number of calories is less important than what's in the calories. For example, 200 calories that are full of protein and healthy fats are better than 150 calories of
Thank you, Shima. I hope she realizes that.
sugar and carbs. Now it's nutrient time.
Well, one quick thing I had a thought while this was playing was one thing people do is they like don't really measure their food. So like if the serving size is 2/3 cup, they just pour it like, oh, that looks good when really they're eating like a cup. Like you don't realize how small these portions actually are. And when people calculate put them in, they go by like I've seen so many people do it. And at one point I was even guilty of doing it. It's like you go to put something and go record your food. Now I'm guilty of it with like meats and stuff because I don't weigh all my meats and everything out, you know. But like you see people like, oh, I'm just getting a bowl of cereal, and they just say, oh, it's 1 cup. They fill the bowl, and it's like that is not a cup. Like you need a cup of food. And it's like, no, but it's like they're really doing 2 cups. So this would be like 690 calories. You know what I'm saying? Like they just like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like I said, oops. I have done it myself before as well. So it's like, and then it's like, oh, well, why am I still gaining weight? I've been doing this and I've been eating this and blah, because you're not putting the right serving size in and you're not properly calculating.
Starting with fats. If you see trans fats on the label, don't eat it. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol and can cause heart disease, stroke. Next up is carbs. This includes dietary fiber, total sugar, and added sugar. For weight loss, you should strive for less than 50 grams of net carbs per day. As for sugar, you want as little of it as possible, specifically under 15 grams per day. You'll be surprised at how many labels you look at that have well over the daily amount of sugar in just a single serving. The added sugar metric tells you how much more sugar was added to whatever amount occurred naturally. Below carbs are protein. You want about 35 grams of lean protein per meal and a total of 70 to 100 grams per day. Finally, there are vitamins and minerals. This is how many milligrams are present, and this is the percentage of the total amount of each vitamin you should have per day. So let's summarize. If it has a label, you should always read it before you eat it. It's the fastest and most accurate way to evaluate the quality of the food.
All right, key facts. The totally new food label. Larger serving sizes. Larger calories. Daily values shown first. Check for trans fat. Larger macros. Shows added sugars. Actual amount displayed. New required nutrients. Read it before you eat it. No trans fat. Under 50 net carbs per day. When I said they pounded this shit in our heads, I am not sitting here eating cheese. I had a string cheese when I got home, Joe. Um, Under 50 net carbs a day, like I said, they pounded that shit in our head between the hospital and this program. That is why I was always stuck on 50 net carbs a day and then always protein. So speaking of, oh, I didn't do the other one. It's fine. The article.
Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats are the three macronutrients that are essential to our health. But when it comes to weight loss, protein is the most important because it makes you feel full, boosts your metabolism, and burns body fat. It also gives you energy and helps you maintain and build muscle. Your body will naturally lose muscle along with fat after surgery, so eating plenty of protein will help you heal and protect you from muscle loss. But enough with the science. Let's talk about eating. The main rule of thumb is to choose proteins that are low in fat. This includes lean meats, poultry, and fish. And not to worry if you're not a carnivore. You can also get plenty of protein from eggs, beans, and peas, low-fat dairy, and soy. As a general rule, you should eat between 70 and 100 grams of protein a day, with an average of 20 to 30 grams per meal. As important as protein is, your body can't handle more than about 35 grams in one sitting. Basically, about 75% of each meal should be high protein foods. And here's a protein pro tip. If you eat your proteins first, you'll feel full faster and eat less. Remember, the most important macronutrient after surgery is protein. Make sure you're getting enough at every meal.
So that's why this is what they pounded in our heads. 5 reasons you need protein in your life. Protein satisfies. Do you know beef jerky and like jerky sticks and like all that stuff that like had became my friend? Of course, blood pressure went up a little bit, but you feel full longer, less likely to go back for seconds. Protein curbs carb highs and lows. Transitioning from a sugar high to sugar low leads to poor decisions. Pairing protein with carb-rich foods slows down the absorption of sugar, which keeps blood sugar from skyrocketing and wards off future cravings. Protein requires more of your energy. The body burns more calorie to process protein. I do remember that, and I remember 2 doctors telling me that. Protein fuels fat burning. Your body can't burn and use fat as energy, blah, blah, blah. And with weight loss, okay, all that good stuff. Protein promotes muscle repair and growth. And then there's that. And then the article. Why is that? Okay, there we go. Your lifelong protein goals, complete protein sources. And here's the thing, like vegan food for me, because of some of the additives and stuff that they put in there, I can't eat it because it legitimately makes me sick. Protein is your best bet. Eat protein at every meal. Eat protein first. Have protein rich snacks. Choose proteins low in saturated fat, and choose lean protein options to minimize fat. Avoid high fat meats like bacon, sausage, pepperoni, salami, and hot dogs. I eat bacon, sausage, pepperoni, and salami all the time. I don't eat hot dogs anymore. But that's like the keto. That's the thing. Like keto is like high fat, low carb. It's protein, full fat dairy products. I don't do that anyway. And nuts and seeds. Like it says to avoid nuts and seeds. Which I didn't eat almonds and like cashews or I don't really do peanuts, but I do almonds sometimes. And I do a lot of almond flour. So there's that. Um And I didn't even actually start doing the almond flour stuff until like 2 years afterwards. It was like literally like if it wasn't on this list, it wasn't crossing my threshold mouth, my big old mouth. Natural sources of protein. You guys know deli meats, eggs, beef. Here's the beef, the shellfish. No more chicken nuggets. No, no more chicken nuggets. And we're not buying them either. So this one's gonna have to go through withdrawals and wait. He'll be done his oodles and noodles. So there's that. So this is after surgery. Protein powders, fullest ingredients of isolate. This is what you have to look for. This is what they beat into our heads. Whey protein isolate was the oh yeah, look, they can be whey, milk isolate, soy isolate, or pea isolate. But we were told to always make sure this was the first ingredient. Always. Um, at least 15 grams of protein, less than 200 calories, less than 5 grams of sugar. So there's that. Read the food label, last minute tips, take home message, all that. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go back down here. All right. Carbs.
Low carb and no carb diets imply that all carbs are the enemy. But not all carbs are created equal. There are good ones and bad ones. If you want to be scientific about it, good carbs are known as complex carbs, and bad carbs are known as simple carbs. Simple carbohydrates are easy for our bodies to process and contain zero nutritional value, essentially sugar. These carbs are the ones you should avoid completely. Complex carbs contain sugar as well, but they also contain fiber and valuable nutrients. They're found in vegetables, fruits, beans, and whole grains. You need them because they give your body energy. They also give nutrients to good bacteria in your intestines that help you digest food. So remember, complex carbs are not the enemy, but moderation is key. Simple carbs, on the other hand, should be avoided entirely. To determine how many carbs you're consuming, you'll need to calculate the net carbs. Net carbs are the grams of carbohydrates in your food minus the grams of fiber. While you're trying to lose weight, stay under 50 grams of net carbs a day.
Sorry, that ding 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 was getting on my nerves. So here's the thing, like I always get confused because it's like they would say like stay, this carbs, that carbs, and blah blah blah. But it's like they would always tell us don't eat beans. Beans is too starchy, it's too this, it's too that. Sorry, it's like yawning. Carbs is the main energy source for our body. Carbs are a part of healthy foods. Our bodies need proteins and fats. Carbs are good for your gut. You know, that's what I like. I think I know I get confused on like carbs and stuff, to be honest. So, macronutrients, carbs. A carb is a macronutrient made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. It several important roles, including energy. They never told me to count net carbs, just total carbs. Yeah, see, they pounded net carbs in our freaking heads. That's what I always go by as net carbs. No calorie counting. That's why when I watch Amber Lynn and she's like, I'm gonna start counting calories, I'm like, "Mm." So yeah, that's what they literally pounded this in our heads. Like I said, Mishima, I know you came late, but I was telling like this is the stuff we had. This was the course, the online course. Like I paid for this course. This was $100, and I had to take this for my weight loss surgery. And like I'm not doing all the quizzes and stuff like that because I did all that and you have to like print a certificate. So I don't know. I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this, but whatever. Your main source of carbs, because like I was saying earlier in the stream, like I asked hubby about it and he's like, I don't think you get in trouble because one, you paid for it. Two, if somebody else was to do this program, they'd have a head start on it, but you still have to take it. You still have to do the quizzes and you still have to get the certificate. So it's not like they're losing money on it. Um, non-starchy vegetables, fresh fruit up to 3 small servings. Dairy should contain minimal added sugar. So you don't realize, like, believe it or not, how much fucking sugar they add in milk. Didn't you have person nutritionist appointments? I had to do food logs. I had to do both. My insurance required me to do both. I had to do 6 months of in person and we went over this stuff, but I also had to do the new try. I had to do both. This is like so with the new try, each video that we're watching, it's every week they give you a new one. Like every week. And then so I don't know how long this is, but every week a new module would get unlocked. So this would be considered a module and you'd have to do each one every week. And you can log your food logs and stuff in here and print them out. With the bariatric app, which is the app that I used, and I still use it. You guys know, I have a hard time like remembering to do it, like legitimately. It's not that I'm being like lazy or whatever, but yeah. So yeah, I had to do this and I had to do the in person. So I had to do frickin' both. So yeah, this is same here. The original nutritionist I love so much that she did diabetic info and everything. She was like, first of all, do you like peanut butter? And I'm all, yeah. She's like, okay, we could be friends. That's funny. But yeah, so this is like what we had to do. Like that's why I say they pounded 50 total net carbs per day. To maintain your weight, 100 net carbs. And to gain up more, of course, obviously. Or eliminate all starches, starchy vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, peas, and corn, which I don't understand because sweet potatoes, I know it's starchy, but like I didn't eat potatoes. I just started eating potatoes last year again. The only time I ate sweet potatoes was at Thanksgiving because that's my favorite. Um, but like I was told, like all this, like you could not eat any of this. The entire, look, I like this. The entire snack aisle. None of that. Like you couldn't have any of this. None of this. You could not have any of this. Oops. Could not have any of that. Eliminate all of this. Your plate should look like this. And then here's everything that you can eat. Your non-starchy vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, eggplant, spinach, lettuce, zucchini, eggplant, carrots, radishes, onions, okra, peppers, kale, squash, tomatoes, turnips, leeks, celery, cabbage, artichokes, green beans, mushrooms, bleh, cucumbers, winter squash, Brussels sprouts, and collard greens. And then it's like meats, chicken, turkey, low-fat cottage cheese, fish, shellfish. And believe it or not, do you know how much protein is in shrimp and crab? Just saying. Reduced fat cheese, Joe. Low fat yogurt, tofu, protein powder, all fruit, up to 3 servings a day. That's strange about the different surgeries. They told me to have a little of whatever you want, and if it satisfies the craving, then stop eating. A little bit of cake is okay, but not a whole slice. Well, that's basically like if you want the cake, it's like they would tell us eat the cake, but slip, don't slide. Or break it in half. Just eat enough, like you said, like just take a bite of it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can have it there. Like if you want the cake, eat the cake, but don't eat the whole thing. You know what I mean? So, all right, we're going to move on to fats.
Out of the three macronutrients our bodies need, fat is the one that's most misunderstood. Some diets say that it should be avoided entirely. But here's the thing, fat is actually a crucial part of a healthy diet. It's just that there are different types of fats, and some are better than others. Let's talk about them. Trans fats aren't naturally present in any food. They raise bad cholesterol, lower good cholesterol, and lead to obesity and diabetes. You can find them in margarines, vegetable shortening, fried foods, baked goods, and other processed foods. Basically, if you see partially hydrogenated oil on the ingredient list, don't eat it. Trans fats are the ones you want to avoid entirely. Unsaturated fats, on the other hand, are really good. They help lower bad cholesterol and can protect your heart. They transport essential fat soluble vitamins throughout your body that can only be absorbed in conjunction with fat. They contain essential fatty acids that your brain needs to grow and develop properly. They also help keep your skin soft and your hair healthy. They decrease inflammation and they give you energy. You can find unsaturated fats in canola and olive oil, seeds, nuts, and fish. Saturated fats are the last main type of fat. They provide some of the same benefits as unsaturated fats, but could be harmful if you eat too much. You can find them in meats, cheeses, butter, and other dairy products. The most important thing to remember is to eat these in moderation. When it comes to fat in general, learn to replace bad trans fats with good ones. Instead of chips and cookies, choose small handfuls of nuts and seeds. Fat is an essential part of a balanced diet, so don't avoid it, but don't overdo it either. Try to get 20 to 35% of your calories from fat every day.
This is the fats always like confuse me. Fats transport. Da, 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 da. We read that earlier. Fat insulates the body organs against shock, maintaining body temperature and promoting full cell function. When a dangerous substance like a chemical or biotic reaches unsafe levels in the bloodstream, the body can effectively dilute in the offending substances by storing it in new fat tissue. Fats provide raw material for hormones like compound important in blood pressure control, inflammation, blood clotting, and other bodily functions. Fats and essential fatty acids are necessary for proper brain growth and development. Bad, better, best. And then what is the article telling us? Fats provide the most calories per gram. I like how they just throw the alcohol in there too for my alcoholic friends. Hi, Nixie Boo! Because fats have more calories per gram than micronutrients. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, monosaturated fats can lower bad cholesterol, can lower the risk of heart disease and stroke, and can provide nutrients the body does not provide itself. Sources and examples plant-based oils, olive, canola, peanut, and sesame. Nuts and seed, almonds, walnuts, peanuts, flax, and sunflower seeds. Fatty fish, salmon, tuna, lake trout, and herring, and avocados. I do not like an avocado. Saturated fats can raise good cholesterol, can raise bad cholesterol, can increase high in fat animal sources, fatty beef, pork, chicken fat, butter, cheese, whole milk cheese, tropical oils, coconut palm and palm kernel oils, hydrogenated oil plus trans fat, processed processed foods, fried foods, margarines, and some baked goods. And then just here's more stuff that most of the stuff that we know. Omega-3, where it can be found, omega-6 and omega-3 to omega-6. And then there's some resources. And then I think I'm only going to do a couple more. And like I said, if you guys like this, I'll probably try to live stream tomorrow. And then if there's something else that you guys like want to react to or whatever, we can do that or like watch or whatever. I hope the delay isn't bothering anybody. Thank you guys for your patience with the delay because I feel like it's almost like a whole day, 1 minute. It's already 7:30 and I need to start cooking dinner. I don't know what time wifey's gonna get off, so. Um, Meal mindset, set a healthy plates.
Now that we have a good understanding of the macronutrients that make up our food, let's put it all together and talk about what a healthy meal looks like. We know that, like most people, you're probably too busy to spend every waking moment thinking about food. And you probably don't carry a scale around with you. So, the simplest way to think about a healthy meal is to visualize the amount of space each food takes up on your plate. But before we get into that, first things first, make sure your plate is on the small side to keep you from overeating. Now, here's what your plate should actually look like: 25% lean proteins, 50% vegetables, and 25% carbs. Lean protein is the primary building block of your plate. The right amount is about 3 to 4 ounces, which is about the size of a deck of cards or the palm of your hand. You should always eat your protein first. And for the first several months after surgery, you may be too full to eat anything more than that, which is totally fine. Now, the 25-50-25 rule doesn't mean your foods have to be separate. You can get creative and put them all in a salad or soup as long as you're getting the right ratios and prioritizing the protein. If you follow these guidelines and commit to eating 3 meals a day, you'll make sure that every meal is a healthy meal. No scale required.
Okay. Sorry, that dinging is in letters. Okay, so key facts. Begin with a small plate. I always use small plates now. And bowls and stuff like those little dessert plates I usually use. I mean, if I use the paper plates, I always go by the inner circle, like the real, like just a little bit more than the inner circle, except for when it comes to salads and stuff. Of course, I read most of these. We read those and we read those. I personally would not do fruit with my dinner, but okay. And then of course this is just um what they just went over. And then I think this is pretty much the same. Follow these steps, make half of your plate, eat protein first, and then but it's funny because I eat pepperoni so much, but yet all my cholesterol's gone down. Like is that weird? But yeah, so there's that. Moving on to a higher protein plate after your surgery. So again, you guys know, like if this is probably what plates should actually genuinely look like. What's going on with the cats? Okay. Meal plan.
Meal planning is one of the most important skills to learn in your weight loss journey. There are 3 basic rules to make it as easy as possible. First, it's crucial to eat 3 meals a day after surgery. When you skip meals, your body goes into starvation mode and starts burning your muscles for energy. It causes nutritional deficiencies, reduces your energy, makes it hard to exercise, raises your risk of diabetes, and can lead to unhealthy binging. Next, limit snacking. It's possible to quickly overeat by grazing between meals. So choose your snacks in advance. Don't make impulse decisions. Which brings us to planning ahead. Plan your snacks and meals in advance. This will give you control over your food choices, so you'll make fewer last minute decisions. The more you can cook and eat at home, the better. Here are some tips for making this easier. Before you go to the grocery store, decide what you want to make and take a list with you. Every meal doesn't need to be a masterpiece. If it's healthy and you can make it quickly, it's a win. Planning works when you're eating out too. Look up the menu and decide what you'll order in advance. And remember, meal planning gets easier the more you practice. If you stick with it and follow the rules, you'll reap the rewards.
Okay. I mean, I think this is like kind of like basic stuff like we all kind of know, but it's like good to like have a refresher of it. Like, oh yeah, I need to be doing it. Plan 1 week at a time. Look before you cook. do over, do what's new, slow cooker. This is just stuff we pretty much know, but it's good to see it in front of you and like be like, yeah, I do need to do that. I don't know if I'm inspiring anyone, but like I said, this is just what we had to do. I mean, it's just good to have a refresher. Yeah. So, like, how many meals do you need to plan for? Consider work, after school activities, evening commitments, determine how many meals you'll go through the weekends. What do you have time for? Do you like repetition? Will you eat leftovers? See, that's the thing with hubby. Hubby will piss me off because he won't eat leftovers. But like he'll eat his bowls, but they're not like considered leftovers to him. I don't know. But he's like he gets tired of eating the same thing over and over again, and which I get. But it's like he's so picky in what he wants, and it's like hard. Do you look for sales? Oh yeah. Planning out your grocery list. Why? Again, if you guys want to read this in your own time, feel free to pause or come back. Meal prep. Make a big batch of tuna, chicken, or egg salad with light mayonnaise. Hard-boiled. We always now keep like hard-boiled eggs in the house. We had it for a while because we all kind of got sick of them, but then we like went back to them. Oh, and this, make a large batch of non-starchy vegetables in the oven. Some oven fried vegetables are so good. But yeah. And then here's some recipe websites. Oh, look at that. And then there's some like other stuff and sources, which is pretty cool. And then hydration. I think this is just for, we can do this.
Everyone knows hydration is important, but it's especially important for people undergoing bariatric surgery. See, after surgery, your stomach will get smaller and you'll feel full faster, which will make you not want to drink anything. You won't feel the urge. Even the thought of it at times will make you feel nauseous. This is why dehydration is the number one reason patients are hospitalized post surgery. So, how do you avoid this? Try carrying a water bottle wherever you go and aim for 6 ounces per hour and 64 ounces a day. So you'll sip on something throughout the day instead of going hours without drinking anything. And if plain water doesn't do it for you, try these. Just steer clear of these because they'll dehydrate you, and these because they're full of sugar that will cause you to gain weight.
Yeah, we know that. That's just start drinking early in the day, carry fluids. That's what I do. You find it difficult. Make sure your fluids are decaffeinated. If they contain caffeine, it doesn't count towards your fluid intake. Caffeine is a diuretic and is dehydrating. Don't drink your calories. Make sure your fluids are calorie free. Choose sugar free, decaf, and non carbonated fluids. Avoid waters containing carbs and added sugars like Gatorade. No carbonation. Carbonation can cause stomach discomfort and bloating due to the small stomach pouch. Sip, sip, sip. Do not take big gulps. That's more of like a gastric bypass thing. You can use a straw. This may enable you to achieve your fluid needs. Allow you to sip. If you feel gassy or find yourself burping, stop using the straw. That's more again for weight loss surgery people. I know. Oh gosh, what the heck happened there? And then article. In order to hydrate, drinks must be sugar-free, carbonation-free, caffeine-free, and alcohol-free. At least 64 ounces of fluid daily is your goal. And it's like, know the symptoms of dehydration. More people should know this just in regular everyday life. That's okay, yep. This is just all whatever. Oh yeah, this is like for legitimate surgery stuff right here. Like these were the water bottles. Like they have this one, it's like Hydra Coach Intelligent Water Bottle. Like what? Like this is electronic? It tells you how many, that's like pretty cool, but I wouldn't buy it. But it's pretty cool. Only caffeine-free soda. What's the point? Love my Diet Mountain Dew, unfortunately. Well, you saw me, Mr. Joe. I like my Diet Cherry Pepsi. I wish it was Diet Cherry Pepsi Max, but and I drink. It's funny because I was never a big coffee drinker before surgery, and then when I started having all the constipation issues, I started drinking more coffee, and now the coffee doesn't really do anything for me anymore. It doesn't give me that like energy. In the mornings, it kicks in a little bit and helps move things along, but other than that, it's like whatever. So let's see, vitamins and minerals. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry, I just didn't even see. Um, oh, apps for hydration reminders. So here's apps. This is the app right here. This is the app that I use right there. And these were the bottles I used all the time, the Camelbacks. I loved them. So yeah, this was like everything we were allowed. Crystal Light, we were of course water, sugar-free mixes, Mio Crystal Light, True Lemon. Oh, that True Lemon stuff is so good. Powerade Zero, Vitamin Water Zero, diet or unsweetened iced tea, caffeine free, Diet Lemonade Propel. They gave us this in the hospital, and I drank so much. Would like to get a case of the watermelon because that was my favorite. Look for words diet zero or calorie free. Hi, Melinda. And then this is avoid forever. Forever. Drinks made with sugars like sodas, blah blah blah. Like not diet sodas, I guess, but whatever. Carbonated beverage. It's like avoid forever. Seltzer, soda, tonic, or energy drinks. Wow. Avoid for 1 year alcohol, avoid 1 month caffeine, and avoid for 3 weeks acidic drinks like decaf coffee. And then there's your take home message. I think this is more for definitely for bariatrics, so you guys don't really have to pay attention to this. I'm just
After
checking it
surgery,
out.
vitamin supplements play a crucial role in helping your body heal and protecting you from deficiencies. They provide essential nutrients that you won't be able to get from food alone. It's important to follow your program's specific guidelines when it comes to
Okay.
supplements. Make sure you take 2 servings of a multivitamin every day.
I do.
You'll want to make sure your multivitamin contains thiamine, vitamin B1, 18 milligrams of iron per serving,
I
and
don't know
40
if mine
grams of
does.
folate per serving. But not all multivitamins are created equal. Gummies, candies, men's,
Oh
and senior
no.
varieties won't give your body the proper amounts of vitamins it needs. By taking a multivitamin twice a day, you'll fuel your recovery with these essential vitamins and ensure you're getting the nutrients you may not be getting from food alone. Besides your multivitamin, you'll also need to take a calcium citrate supplement with vitamin D3 3 times per day. Calcium
See, I
citrate
don't
builds
do
your
that.
muscles and bones, while vitamin D prevents muscle cramping and spasms. These things are also essential when you're losing weight rapidly.
So the muscle spasms and stuff, I know because I get that all the time, and my doctor did tell me it was from my vitamin D
But make sure
deficiency.
you take this supplement at a different time than your multivitamin so that the calcium and iron don't bind together. Your dietitian will help monitor how much of these supplements you need, as well as other vitamins and micronutrients. By paying attention to a simple set of supplements, you'll avoid any concern of vitamin and mineral deficiencies as your body builds a stronger and healthier you.
So I need to actually probably come back to this one and see if my vitamins have that. I just take a regular multivitamin. I take it when I get home from work. But I only take one calcium chew because, so here's the thing, you can't have any calcium or anything like that that will mess with your thyroid medicine like 4 hours after you take it. Well, by then my brain's already done forgot. So that's why I always have my little doodad. So all I have left today is to take my little calcium chew. And it's like, I only take it it's at nighttime. And I usually come to because what I try to do is switch out. I switch my thing. I'm like, oh, I gotta take my vitamins. So I've been trying to do that. Um, I think we pretty much finished all this. I don't know what this is.
After surgery, many patients worry that they'll do something to mess up their newly altered stomach, like being too physically active too early. It's good to be cautious, but the most important thing you can do to give your stomach time to heal and avoid complications is to follow the diet progression prescribed by your surgeon. The amount of time you spend on each stage of your diet progression varies by surgical
So this is what I'm going to be doing with wifey when she gets. Now, I'd already been there, done that 3 years ago, but I'm going to do it again.
program, but it's imperative to follow this progression and never skip steps because if you move onto solid foods too quickly, you can experience major complications with your surgery. Right after
I don't know if you guys watched, sorry for stopping it. If you guys watched Thousand Pound Sisters, do you guys remember when Amy had her surgery and when they were like, have you been following the diet? She's like, oh, well, I had like a cinnamon bun and I had like some of this. And the doctor's like, no, you're supposed to be just drinking protein shakes. Like, she's like, well, I had a bite of this and my stomach. Like, oh my God. Like, do you guys remember that?
after surgery, you'll limit yourself to clear liquids that contain no sugar. They provide the most gentle form of hydration. When you graduate from clear liquids, you'll move to full liquids like protein shakes. Next comes pureed foods. These are foods that are completely smooth with a consistency like baby food. You'll use what you've learned
So when we do this, I am so looking forward to making the ricotta bake because that is so good.
about nutrition to choose proteins first, steer clear of starches, and stick with healthy fats. Once it's time for solid foods, you should start with soft foods that are easy on your stomach. Will also help your stomach heal by chewing food more thoroughly than you're used to. Finally, you'll begin your new relationship with regular foods, focusing on the lean protein, veggies, fruits, and helpful fats that give your body fuel. And as always, avoid trans fats at every stage. By locking into your surgeon's diet sequence, you'll protect your body as it goes through this time of transformation.
Okay. I'm not going to go through the key facts and all that because this is more for actual gastric bypass. And then I think this will be the last one, maybe.
In the weeks following weight loss surgery, you'll need to learn how to support the changes your body is experiencing. By following a few guidelines, you'll recover well and be off to a strong start post surgery. First, eat and drink at separate times, since your stomach is smaller and can't handle a lot at one time. If you happen to feel nauseated while keeping yourself hydrated, try warmer water. You may want to experiment with water temperature in general, as cold water will feel soothing to some people, whereas many people prefer room temperature. This is especially
So, fun fact, I always like drinking hot water because I know your body absorbs it like quicker. But it also tasted, it always had a sweet taste to me. Like, I don't know, it always just tasted sweeter. So I always liked it.
important because hydration is your number one ally when you run into challenges like these. Remember that you don't have to stick to plain water. You can infuse your water with a variety of light flavors. And sugar-free popsicles count towards your fluid intake as long as they aren't these kinds. Avoid alcohol. It fills you with empty calories, aggravates the stomach, and poses a higher threat of addiction and intoxication than it did before surgery. At the grocery store, stick to the perimeter and buy real foods, the kind that list 5 ingredients or less. At restaurants, use little strategies like skipping the bread and the beverage, sharing an entree with a friend, and putting excess portions in a to-go box before you start eating. You're going to get full faster, making it easy to overeat. To avoid that, take your time while eating so you can focus on eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and listening to the signals your body gives that you're full. If you're
So, right here, runny nose, my nose starts to run. And then hubby, he starts burping. He'll start burping. That's when he knows he's full. My nose will start to run and I've sneezed before.
worried that your food is stuck, don't drink. Go for a walk instead and wait for the feeling to pass. It will take time to develop these new habits, but remember, you're not alone and your health is worth all the effort.
And I think that's it. Because we did all this because I didn't know. So we pretty much did the whole damn thing. Well, I didn't do all this because this is all like just weight loss surgery based. And then like we did, this is like the guts. This is like the good guts of the whole thing. So we did all that. So, what did you guys think? Did you guys like this live show? I have to start making dinner. It's like 7:45. Wifey will probably definitely be home soon. So, I hope you guys like this. I'm working the whole OBS stuff and trying to make sure I do picture in picture. Maybe we can do like some reactions or something like that. I don't know, like watch some things together. I don't know. Maybe I can watch some Amber Lynn. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. I'm trying it. I hope you guys enjoyed this and maybe learn something new. I don't know. Maybe it just like made you think of stuff. Maybe it inspired you. I don't know. But I am going to go and oh, am I just frozen on this? Is it not showing me? I don't know. But I'm trying my best with all this. It looks this is such a horrible picture. I hope it's not showing that. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I'm waiting for it to change on my phone. Oh no! Let's go back to the overlay. That's awful. I don't know why it's frozen. I don't know what. Maybe if I unlock it. Hold on. Let me see. No, it's not working. Okay. All right. I'm going to go. I don't know what that's all about. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I love you all oh so very much. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Have a most wonderful night. Again, sorry about the delays and stuff like that. But I truly appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.